What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, he's back at it. He's back at it, and we know he has no filter. Errol the Truth Spence Jr. is getting and going at it and getting heated with newly crowned WBA Junior Welterweight World Champion Rolando "Rolly" Romero. Rolly Romero has been going at Errol Spence for quite some time. Rolly Romero recently stated that Errol Spence is not as good as people think. When Errol Spence was trying to set up a fight with Rolly and Frank Martin, Errol Spence has man-down promotions. He signed Frank Martin, who was at 135 pounds at the same time Rolly was there, and he was trying to make a fight. And Rolando "Rolly" Romero went on a tangent and stated that he don't want to fight Frank Martin, but he want to fight Errol Spence himself. He don't think that Errol Spence is that good. And he recently made the statement that Errol Spence has zero defense, and he feels like he can knock out Errol Spence. He'll go to 147 and fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence finds humor in Rolly Romero, and he clearly doesn't take him serious as an opponent for himself. But he wanted to make a fight with Frank Martin and Rolando "Rolly" Romero. Rolly Romero was knocked out by Gervonta Tank Davis, and now Errol Spence has set up a fight that Frank Martin is going to get the fight against Gervonta Tank Davis in June. So we know Errol Spence, he fought Terrence Crawford in July, and the fight was shocking. It didn't play out nothing like anybody could have imagined in their brain. Well, some people did. Brian Bowman McIntyre, two-time trainer of the year, well-renowned trainer, future Hall of Famer, who trains Terrence Crawford, that saw this fight playing out that way, and he dominated Errol Spence. So Rolly is saying Errol Spence has zero defense. When asked about, it was the eye injury, right? Errol Spence suffered a eye injury. He stated that going into the Terrence Crawford fight, he was suffering from cataracts that was hindering his vision, and thus saw him not be able to adjust to Terrence Crawford's jabs and hooks, right? Rolly is saying that that wasn't the case. Errol Spence just has terrible defense. Errol Spence responds to Rolly now, and he says, that may be true, but I tell you what, I got $40,000 that I seek Pitbull Cruz, who Rolly is fighting March 30th, is going to whoop on Rolly Romero. Whoop on him, right? So Isaac Cruz, 25 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 17 wins by way of knockout, 25 years of age, 5'3" with a 63-inch arm reach. He had a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis back in December 2021, and it went the distance in a very competitive, entertaining fight. I thought Gervonta Tank Davis won 9 rounds to 3, but it was entertaining. Isaac Cruz is very aggressive, extremely high work rate, and respectable power. He don't have one-punch knockout power, but he breaks you down mentally and physically with his work rate, and he does have power. Rolando "Rolly" Romero fought Ishmael Barroso in his last fight, and he looked absolutely terrible, to be honest. And Ishmael Barroso was a cherry pick going absolutely wrong for Rolando "Rolly" Romero. Ishmael Barroso was a fighter that was supposed to be chosen to fight for the vacant WBA title, that Rolly, who was 15 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 13 wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach, was supposed to roll right over the 40-plus-year-old, depending upon who you ask, Ishmael Barroso, who, had 24 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 23 wins by way of knockout, right? He's listed at 41 years of age, southpaw, 5'8.5" with a 69-inch arm reach. But you can clearly see he's well over 40 years of age. Well over 40 years of age, okay? And he's out of, Venezuela. And it was a cherry pick going absolutely wrong. He is a fighter that, was supposed to be a showcase fight, a bounce-back fight for Rolly after getting knocked out in the 6th round by Tank Davis. he was supposed to be the first title opportunity and a showcase fight that Rolly was supposed to knock out in dramatic fashion and win the title. And it didn't turn out that way. It actually turned out to be controversy surrounding it because Ishmael Barroso dropped Rolando Rolly Romero, pressured him. Rolly wasn't looking to engage with Ishmael Barroso. And the first time Rolly drops him, and then the first sign of adversity, Hall of Fame, well-renowned referee Tony Weeks decided that he wanted to waive off the fight. And the reason he waived off the fight is cited that Ishmael Barroso's advanced age concerned him, and he didn't want to put him in harm's way. So he waived off the fight. And at the time he waived off the fight, ironically enough, Ishmael Barroso was up on all three judges' scorecards. And he was well on his way to winning that fight against Rolly Romero, and it was in the 9th round. He had to survive 3 more rounds or possibly win 1 more round, which he was doing. Rolly looked confused. He looked like he had identity issues. He didn't want to engage with him. And afterwards, Rolly stated that Ishmael Barroso hits like a ton of bricks. He hits harder than Gervonta Tank Davis, right? And Ishmael Barroso proved that because he went into a fight with O'Hara Davies, and he knocked him out brutally in the 1st round. And he's the mandatory for the WBA title. I don't know how Isaac Cruz leapfrogged over him. But again, Isaac Cruz is going to fight him now. And so Errol Spence is saying he got 40K on Isaac Cruz to beat Rolando Rolly Romero. And I have to agree with Errol Spence. I think that Isaac Cruz style, the fact that he's compact, he's tucked away, he's very tight with his defense, he's very tight knit. I think that that's going to present a major problem to Rolando Rolly Romero. I think his activity, his pressure, and his stature is going to be something that Rolly is simply not used to. When he came out against Gervonta Tank Davis, he came out just swinging, letting him grip, that being Rolly, swinging for the fences. Then he got knocked out with a counter left hook. In the case of Isaac Cruz, Gervonta Tank Davis is 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Isaac Cruz is 5'3". He's 2 inches shorter than Gervonta Tank Davis, and he has a 63-inch arm reach. His arm reach is 4 inches shorter than Tank's. But the way he fights, like he's in a turtle shell, very tucked away, very hard to hit clean. And he's very aggressive with his feet, very aggressive with his pressure. That's why he's considered the Mexican Mike Tyson. The way he moves, the way he fights, right? He gets up underneath your punches, and he bang, 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 hooks, bang, bang, high work rate. He cuts the ring off very well. He doesn't get hit clean, right? He doesn't give you much to work with. He's just like a ball of muscle, just a little ball of muscle that's tucked away. But he's quick, and he can counter. Bang, bang. He has very good timing, and he has an extremely high work rate, and his stamina is high. So he'll go to the body, bang, 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 hooks him and uppercuts to the body. Rolly Romero has extremely wide punch selection, okay? He doesn't have a high ring IQ as far as making adjustments goes. He doesn't have fundamentals like a jab, right? So he's not going to be able to keep Isaac Cruz at bay, right? He doesn't have the fundamentals that's going to use his jab to, control the distance, control the pace of the fight. He wings his punches. And the fact that Isaac Cruz is so tucked away, is so tight-knit, right? Is so, defensively pretty much responsible. It's going to be hard. It's hard for Tank Davis to hit Isaac Cruz clean. Rolly Romero, it's going to be extremely hard because he don't set up his punches. His punches are predictable. They're wide. Now, I know people look at Isaac Cruz's fight that he had where, he fought Giovanni Cabrera, okay? And he won a split decision. Giovanni Cabrera was undefeated. 21 wins, no loss, no draw. 7 wins by way of knockout. Not a big puncher. 5'9" with a 71-inch arm reach. But Giovanni Cabrera is a pure boxer that's taller than Rolly Romero, fundamentally sound. He has a 3-inch arm reach advantage over Rolly Romero, and he can box from range. He's fundamentally sound, right? So he uses his jab. He can control the jab, combinations. He could take a step back. He's fundamentally boxing sound. Rolly Romero is not. So people are looking at the Giovanni Cabrera fight with Isaac Cruz, and they're saying that, this is a fight where, Isaac Cruz is going to get knocked out based off of that performance, because Giovanni Cabrera hit Isaac Cruz clean, but that's because he was frustrating Isaac Cruz with his jab and his range and his distance and his ring IQ, his pure boxing ability. That was on the undercard of Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. That's not how Rolando Rolly Romero fights. If there's any concern, in my opinion, for Isaac Cruz going into this fight with Rolly, it is not the power or the unorthodoxness of Rolando Rolly Romero. The problem with Rolly is going to be Isaac Cruz moving up to junior welterweight. How's he going to carry that weight over a duration period of time in the fight, right? Is that weight going to play a part against him? Period. Other than that, I agree. Isaac Cruz is going to beat Rolando Rolly Romero and become the WBA junior welterweight world champion. Period. So let's see how this unfolds. And Errol Spence said, I got 40K on it. He's very trusting in Isaac Cruz. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.